Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm going to start with a story about Prophet Sulaiman, peace be upon him, known as King Solomon. And maybe some of you, or maybe most of you would know that Allah has blessed him with many kind of blessings and miracles. And one of them was he had an army of humans, jinn, and different kinds of animals that actually followed his command. And not just that, but he also spoke the language of different kinds of animals and birds. So one day he was marching with his army towards the valley of the ants when an ant, Namla, saw him from distance. So she warned Sulaiman, she warned the rest of the ants and said, "Be careful, run away to your homes, otherwise Sulaiman will crush you with his army without even knowing." Prophet Sulaiman, peace be upon him, understood. So he smiled and he looked at the ant and then he looked at his army and said, "Wait, do not move. Let the ants go back to their homes safely." Why would he do that? It's just a tiny ant that we normally crush every day. Maybe I just crushed one without even noticing. Why would he do that? He understood the language, so he understood the feeling of that creature. And so he respected that feeling, regardless of what size that creature was. But it's the respect that he has given. Nowadays, around the world, there are many innocent people that get crushed by bad people. But who is hearing their voices? Who is showing respect to them? Let's not go that far. You're driving and you see people on the street, they're cleaning the street. You go to the gas station, you see this guy filling the gas station. All what you say is, "2 riyal." Okay, thank you. You go. At least if we have given that smile to that person, showing how much we respect that person, because he's human at the end of the day. So we respect different things, different types of people. We respect our parents, friends, family, people of different faith and beliefs too. I remember when I was in Scotland, that was in year 2000, and I was walking with my friends, and we entered this small shop. So we bought some stuff, and a friend bought meat sandwich. And so we left, and then the lady who worked in the shop called the friend. So she went to her and she asked him, "Are you Muslim?" He said, "Yes." "That is pork, khanzir." So he returned it back. But she could have just let it go. Why would she care about this person? He's a stranger. She would never see him again, maybe. And at least she's getting money out of it. So why did she do that? It's the respect. She respected the belief of that person, his faith, his belief. When I was, let's say 20 years back, I used to do martial arts. So the first thing they teach you in martial arts, correct me Hatim if I'm wrong, is to show respect. You show respect to the dojo. What is dojo? Dojo is the gym, place where you train martial arts. So first thing you enter, you show respect. You leave the dojo, you show respect. You meet your instructor, you show respect. Your colleagues, respect. Even your opponent, the person that you're going to kick the hell out of, or maybe the other way around, but you still show respect. And when you're done kicking him out, you show respect. So there are different types, different ways of showing respect. And different people from different cultures, you will see different gestures of how people show respect. And it's good to understand those gestures, especially if you're going to deal with certain people. It's good to understand what is right, and not just that, what is wrong, what is against the respect. So maybe you will do a gesture that means nothing to you, but it might be bad to another person. So it's good to understand that. So, RESPECT, find out what it means to all of us. Starting with the first letter, role model. And my question to you is, who is your role model? This? Maybe? How about this? Maybe? How about him? Well, let's do a little exercise. And what I want you to do is I want you to think of one person that you consider as role model. When I say a person, I mean a real person. Not a character, not Batman, not Superman, a real person that you might have interacted with, or maybe you just heard about or read about. Man or woman, doesn't matter. Think about that person. You thought? Okay, question. Do you respect that person? Okay. Another question, and I need only one answer or maybe two. Let's go to the sister. Why do you respect that person? Give me any answer. Because he's always positive and sees the bright side of everything. Okay? Second answer. Why? Yeah? I love him. I respect him because I love him. So, if you look at those role models, and when I say role model and being fan of someone, they're two different things. Role model is someone that you want to take his step. So, if you see those people, they have many things in common that make you respect him. Now, I want you to put yourself in the place of that role model. Let's say 5 to 10 years from now, Taste of Iftar does the 20th or 25th anniversary, and they invite me here and I talk and I ask a different crowd and I say, who is your role model? Imagine they will say your name. They'll say your name, your name. If they say that, what do you want them to have in their mind when they think of you as a role model? It doesn't matter if you're a role model for millions or hundreds or even one person. You're still a role model. What would you do? E for equality. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said in his last sermon, all mankind is from Adam and Eve. An Arab has no superiority over a non-Arab, nor a non-Arab has any superiority over an Arab. Also, a white has no superiority over a black, nor a black over a white, except by piety and good action. There's no difference. Sometimes people talk to each other and say, oh, I don't like that guy. He's from a different tribe. That is not something that belongs to me. I'm in my tribe. We've been there for 5,000 years or and all that. Cut the crap. كلكم لآدم وآدم من تراب. You all belong to Adam, and Adam is from dust, soil. It doesn't matter. دعوها فإنها منتنة. Leave it. It stinks. Stop. Know your limits. Understand your boundaries. In other words, do not cross the red line. Different people have different boundaries. Sometimes we make fun of other people's beliefs and faith. That could be a red line to someone. Husband and wife arguing, fighting, and then one of them mentioned the other person's parent. Your parents are so and so. That is a red line. So we need to understand red line. We need to understand the boundaries. A lack of boundaries invites lack of respect, which means we need to define what our boundaries are and tell people about it, and vice versa. We need to seek to find out the boundaries of people that we're dealing with in order to avoid those kind of problems. Privacy, this is to complement the crossing of red lines. Privacy, different types of privacy. One of them is tajassus, spying. We like to hear, oh, what's happening behind the door? Let me hear, let me see. That is tajassus. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said what? يا أيها الذين آمنوا اجتنبوا كثيرا من الظن إن بعض الظن إثم ولا تجسسوا ولا يغتب بعضكم بعضا. O you who believe, Avoid much suspicion. Indeed, some suspicion is sin. And do not spy or backbite each other. It's all crossing. And also not just that, but asking for permission. Sometimes we enter houses of our friends. Oh, somebody invited me. Ding dong, not even ding dong, open the door. Assalamu alaikum. Hello, ahlan wa sahlan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks us to take permission in order to enter. You don't just enter because you don't know, you open the door, you don't know what's happening inside. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تدخلوا بيوتا غير بيوتكم حتى تستأنسوا وتسلموا على أهلها ذلكم خير لكم لعلكم تذكرون فإن لم تجدوا فيها أحدا فلا تدخلوها حتى يؤذن لكم وإن قيل لكم ارجعوا فارجعوا هو أزكى لكم والله بما تعملون عليم. O you who believe, do not enter houses other than your own unless you have obtained permission and greeted their inmates. That is better for you, so that you may remember. And if you find no one in them, still do not enter until you are given permission. And if you are told to turn back, then turn back. For that is more proper for you. God is aware of what you do. Sometimes people sit together, they chat in a coffee shop, and then they start talking about their relationship with their spouses, to their friends, to strangers. That is also crossing red line and crossing the privacy, not respecting the privacy of each other. It's very important not to share the relationship. And I'm talking more specifically about the intimate relationship that happens, because there are people who don't understand it. They share whatever happens in the house to their friends. Avoid that. Be environmentally friendly. Yeah, it sounds nice. We're talking about respecting the environment. Yes. But I'm going to talk a little bit deep and make a twist out of that. So for example, if we talk about become more aware of the resources. And here what I mean by resources is people. Know more about the people that you deal with on a daily basis. Understand them. Know what they like. Know what they hate. Plant trees. And here I don't really talk about trees. It's more about the children that we bring up. Teach them the right and the wrong. Teach them how they respect the family, the friends, the teachers. Very important. Very important to respect the teachers. As Muhammad said, in the past we used to respect them a lot. And by the way, I have Dr. Muhammad Tarawna. He used to be my teacher in 1995. Yeah. And I give you whole respect. So teach that in children. Reduce harmful chemicals such as anger, hatred, pride, anything negative that you can think of. And be environmentally friendly. Care about the poor, about the needy, about old people. Care about the feeling. Even children, when a child does something wrong, we don't just shout and scream to him in front of everybody, because they do feel insulted. They do feel that they're not getting respected, and that might affect them in the long run. Take them aside, talk to them nicely. They will understand eventually. And also, try to speak common language. Very important. If you're sitting, and this is because it's happening, if you sit with a group of people, everybody speaks Arabic, except one person speaks English. But you know what? They talk in Arabic because it's comfortable for them to speak in Arabic. So what happens to that person? He feels ignored. He feels he doesn't belong to that sitting, that meeting, that team. And as a result, he feels that he is not respected. So it's always good to see if that person doesn't understand the language. Talk to him in a language that he understands. The last word is treat others the way you want to be treated. If you want to get respect, you give respect. You show respect. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "No, none of you is a believer until he wishes for his brother what he wishes for himself." And I'm going to leave you with one verse of the Quran. And I want you to take that. If you don't want to take any of what I said, at least go with this. وَإِذْ أَخَذْنَا مِيثَاقَ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ لَا تَعْبُدُونَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا وَذِي الْقُرْبَى وَالْيَتَامَى وَالْمَسَاكِينَ وَقُولُوا لِلنَّاسِ حُسْنًا. We made a covenant with the children of Israel. You shall worship none except Allah, and show kindness to your parents, to relatives, to the orphans, and to the needy, and speak nicely to people. Thank you.